You broke my pearl necklace. I swear everything truly reminds me of her. Every time I look around when a broken pearl necklace is on the ground and not near her face, you know what? I really need to call her. In fact, I'm gonna goddamn call her, except I just remembered that I can't, because according to every judge that I presented my case in front of, stalking is not another form of love. Who knew? I'm John Rectum with my review of AEW Dynamite from Cincinnati, Ohio, a city rich in the history of professional wrestling going back decades and decades. Large crowds, swaths of fans, so many goddamn great moments in Cincinnati wrestling. Seriously, look at Ohio wrestling. Not Ohio Valley wrestling, but look at the state of Ohio. A lot of great history. And, well, it's the hometown of John Moxley! Cincinnati's own John Moxley. And he got a hometown welcome in the Heritage Bank Center, 17,000 plus capacity. And he got a huge welcome from a crowd of 2,800 people, according to WrestleTix. Okay, this needs to be addressed before I dive further into the review. No wrestling company routinely is utilizing the whole goddamn arena, especially an NBA-size arena, to run television. WWE's got a lot of, sizable crowds, but still, they have the obstructed seats, the obstructed view seats, and the set and all that stuff and everything, and I understand that. When they ran over the limit 2011 for, in the now Climate Pledge with then Key Arena, they had about 7,500 people, which is not even half the capacity of that actual venue. When Dynamite happened in the Climate Pledge Arena on January 4th, I was there for that one. About 9,500, almost 10,000 people. Big goddamn deal for the first Seattle show. And now, after Wembley, after All Out, they can't draw much of anything for their goddamn television, and Arthur Ashe Stadium tickets apparently aren't selling all that well, and this is worrying. This is very goddamn worrying, because this crowd sounded echoey, it sounded small, and it felt small. Now, they tried to make the most noise they could, but that is sad. That is really goddamn sad. That's sad no matter what company you are. They got to do something. Run some smaller venues. Do something. This is becoming like later WCW, where they have spikes, and yes, they're making more money than WCW. Jesus. As for this show, I can't necessarily say that it was the worst episode of Dynamite. There were things I liked, but then there were things that just blended together. John Moxley against Big Billy Willie with Ricky Starks for the International Incident Championship. Moxley got a big pop. I guess Moxley, by default, is the face here. And I think this is the first time matchup. I don't know if these guys ever faced off in WWE. I don't think they did, because of injury time with Big Cass and all that, and just a bunch of... I don't think they ever actually faced off. If they did, it was on a house show. Mox is bleeding. Big shock. We got some hulking up. It was what it was. It was a big man, smaller man match. Later, Ricky interferes. Danielson attacks Ricky. Then he gets laid out. And then a chokeslam for 2. And then a triangle choke wins it. And then we get an aftermath with Danielson, Ricky, Big Bill, and Moxley. And just Claudio shows up and has to practically guide Bill to his spot to get on the goddamn apron. And yeah, it was, I guess it was all right, but just, I don't know. Ricky saying, "You broke my pearl necklace." And once again, I should call her, but I can't. And Renee is with Roddy and the Kingdom. About the main event, Cole shows up to show his concern. Roddy's like, "Oh, now you're concerned. Seriously, 80% of these goddamn feuds are about, you betrayed me. You were supposed to be my friend." Anyway, Shivani's with Callis and Takeshita. And there's a covered picture. Shivani instantly gets just thrown out of the whole goddamn thing. The crowd sounded echoey. He says Takeshita's better than all these greats. Ricky Dozan, Okada, even Inoki. And he's now the alpha, Takeshita. Then there's streamers. I get what they're going for here, and Takeshita is a pretty good heel, but just whatever. We will hit you where it hurts, Kenny. We will break your heart. We will break your spirit. We're going to attack Ibushi. Shout out to, I believe, Mel Coleman Art on Twitter for that incredible painting. Great work. Great fucking, my God, that's some great detail. That is some incredible talent. So yeah, they're going to take out Ibushi. We're going to skin, butcher, and burn him. That is murder, you creepy son of a bitch, Callus. That is murder. And yeah, they put a screwdriver into Ibushi's head. Now, Ibushi versus Takeshita, if Ibushi's motivated, I'm for it. Why is Alex Marvez still here? Why? Why is Alex... I don't care that Tony Khan is friends with him. This is bad. Alex Marvez has no business being on a broadcast like this. Oh, he's like really, really stagey. The BCC are there. Mox is still bleeding. Put some super glue in that goddamn thing or whatever, you goddamn unsanitary bastard. Anyway, Danielson and Claudio against Ricky and Bill. I think it's on Collision. They threw a lot of matches out here. The Lucha Bros and Eddie show up. Eddie and Claudio either need to have a match or they need to get a hotel room at this point. They really do. Just the tension, the unmatched sexual tension between the Mad King and the Swingman himself. So Renee is with Hook and Cassidy. Do not team these two up. Do not do that. Hook's like, you were a great champion. Thanks, man. Claudio's upset, but he's fine. Cassidy, rather, is going to beat... He's going to end up beating MJF. Watch it happen. Watch it happen. Just watch him do that. Just to further cement that Khan has lost his mind. So, Toni Storm, Shida, Nyla Rose, and Britt Baker had a match, a Contenders match. The winner faces Saraya, defender of Abuserverse. You know, somebody that likes to pick on fans for, oh, this is what you look like, but I'm doing so many great things and everything. Yeah, your neck is held together with loose cotton candy, and you defend a transphobic, abusive, criminal piece of shit. You also come from a family that's at least the end result of 3 generations of inbreeding, and you're on about your 5th or 60th face, and nothing wrong with plastic surgery. You do you. It doesn't help when you basically have cheeks like Scrat. Except Scrat at least was good in Ice Age. He was also an animated squirrel. Giant squirrel, as it were. That looked for an acorn. An acorn that he kept stuffing in his face. You know all about stuffing nuts in your face, don't you, Saraya? Yeah, she deserves every bit of ridicule she fucking gets. And as far as I'm concerned, she has burned through every bit of goodwill that she has. Okay, Jesus Tony is what I noted. My God, Tony is just a shining light here. Britt is not good, has regressed horribly. I think that was Marina Shafir with Nyla, but we still don't know her. They love Tony. Tony tried to make this work. Shida can work. Nyla is good, but Nyla basically has been lost for years. And we get a roll-up on Britt. Tony wins. That was a match. Renee is with Saraya and Ruby. Ruby looks like she wants to catch an Uber out of there. And Saraya, good. You just keep talking. Maybe you'll get others to believe the fact that you aren't basically held together with super glue, duct tape, and various other instruments that are about to come apart at the seams, and then you're going to be like a giraffe, flopping back and forth. I don't know who the blonde was with the slit down here and everything, but boy howdy. Whoever's with her, good for you. And I hope she's happy. My God. Anyway, Jericho and Sammy come out, and they're all buddy-buddy, and I watched you mature, Sammy. When did he mature? He's still doing stupid shit. And they thank each other and all this. But then Jericho says, you have to beat me next week, but I don't think you can. And Sammy's like, I will beat you. I will beat you. And then when I beat you, we're going to team up and win the tag titles. I summarize this a lot quicker than they, some matches need to be shorter. I'm not saying it needs to be bam, 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 like 3 hours of Nitro. But they got to have some 6-minute matches. They got to have some stuff. Just put 7 matches on a 2-hour show. And have the talking segments go a little bit, but don't have them go long like this. Last week, MJF basically, turns out he's not going to be medically cleared for next week, so he has a week off. And then says that he doesn't care who he faces. He'll beat Strong. He'll beat Joe. If he faces Joe, he's going to choke him out. And he does a Steiner Math promo. And that was pretty goddamn good. More people were also watching TNA at that point than are watching AEW programming, but Viewing habits change. At least AEW's making money. Brian Cage with Prince na 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 na. Yeah, I can't really do the dance. Da 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 da. Yeah, I can't really do the dance. I'm also tired. So he took on Hangman Page. It's the rubber match. Hands up if you forgot that these two only had 2 matches all the way back about 2.5 years ago. Or close to it. All right. Referee Rick Knox is there, so it's bullshit. Brian Cage has good power. Brian Cage is fine for being the poster child for HGH. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. Swerve shows up. Nana dances. Da, 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 da. It's like he's trying to drive or something. But anyway, the match was what it was. It went twice as long as it needed to. A roll up for 2 and then Deadeye 1, 2, 3 because Hangman couldn't hit the buckshot. And then they cut promos. Hangman is like, oh, how's that for fire? Swerve, knocks him and knocks the Cincinnati education system. I mean, I don't know how the Cincinnati education system is. But that being said, they're going to have a match at Wrestle Dream. Swerve, in Washington State, he's going to get a big pop. It'll be interesting to see how Hangman's received. Then Brian Cage attacks, and then the Bucks show up while Nana's. He's just doing that, and then they super kick him. Because the Bucks can't be serious. Garcia is doing more dancing and everything, and also doesn't want anything to do with Callis and dances in front of Callis' face. Yeah, Callis, you don't like when somebody does something unwarranted and physical action towards you. Do you, you piece of shit? Wish that goddamn lighting grid had actually gashed, even deeper or whatever. Not like it would have affected his brain or anything, but at least we wouldn't see him on the program. So, Statlander and Jade are going to have a match on Rampage. Spoiler time. Okay, if you haven't seen the Rampage spoilers, here's what happened. Statlander won, and her and Jade showed respect, and apparently, rumor and innuendo or innuendo, Jade is almost gonna certainly leave the company. If that's the case, if she's going to leave AEW, okay, don't really know what else she can do. People say she might go to WWE. Oh boy. Oh boy, her in NXT. That it would be interesting. People say put her on the main roster. She ain't even close to being ready for NXT television, but okay, you say whatever. She's presented like a star. It'll be interesting. Do you think she stays in AEW? Do you think she goes to WWE? What do you think? Darby and Nick Wayne took on 2.0. Christian and Luchasaurus show up. Christian is on the mic, and Jake Hager is still here for ungodly reasons. Apparently, Tony Khan loves burning money. And then we get a double finish of Wayne's World and a coffin drop 1, 2, 3. It's not that I have anything against Nick Wayne and Darby as a team, but 2.0, seriously. And then Christian mentions that Nick's mom doesn't post enough bikini pics on Instagram. She is a beautiful woman, but seriously, let's take it a little easy there. And that I didn't have my usual tag partner for the coffin match at All In. So how about you and Sting face me, Darby, and you can face me and Luchasaurus. Is it a coffin match? I mean, is it just a regular match? Whatever. Rampage, Collision, Grand Slam, and Wrestle Dream rundowns. I'm going to see Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson in person. I'm thrilled for that. That's going to be good. And then Strong and Joe had a match. It's the finals in the Grand Slam Eliminator tournament, whatever. Can Strong get revenge after Joe laid him out in the Owen Hart tournament? That literally feels like a lifetime ago, and I think was only 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, I don't remember. So, Strong got his hand butt as it were, but kept chopping and kept trying to break Joe down. Joe would fire back with great power, hit a nice snap slam. Strong was going off, though. We got some distractions from the Kingdom. Bennett and Taven were there at ringside. A nice Olympic slam. Good pop there. A kick for 2. And it looked like Strong might get it, but no, his neck, it gave up because Coquina clutch and he's choked out. That's it for that. Joe celebrates and says, Max, I'm going to take everything from you, everything. And then he leaves. And then I do a long stretcher job favoring thing where Cole shows up and then Strong suddenly, ow, my neck, ah. He's like channeling David Carradine, except David Carradine stopped moving eventually. He got roped into his last few rolls. I'll stop this. Strong is favoring that, and they have a stretcher job. Pretty brunette paramedic. Who's she? Anyway, and Cole is all concerned about Roddy. The Kingdom's like, you've done enough. And Strong's like, Adam, I can't see you. You got your eyes closed, dipshit. Open your eyes. And then Joe then comes back out after he had left. He comes and chokes out Cole and says, I'm going to take everything from you, Max, everything. So that's it. That's it for Dynamite. That is all I got to say. Grand Slam will be interesting next week. If Rampage looks like it actually has a decent lineup for Rampage Grand Slam, then I might actually watch that. Who knows? Anyway, do you think they're actually going to get to 10,000 people, 12,000 people for Arthur Ashe? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.